Good afternoon, everyone. This is Corey here with 0 Meter Chasers. Thank you guys for tuning in. Before we get started, just give me a quick comment in the comment section. I want to make sure that audio is good. I want to make sure I don't have any music playing in the background anywhere else. So you guys just let me know if the audio sounds good. And while everybody's doing that, if you guys don't care to share this video, again, the number one goal here for us at 0 Meter Chasers is to keep everybody informed with the latest weather information, and the best way to do that is to share this video. So I would greatly appreciate if you guys would share it, and again, we appreciate your support. Thank you guys for letting me know that audio was good. So we'll go ahead and get started. So right off the bat today, what we are dealing with is a wind advisory. You guys know, if you just look outside, you can hear the wind. The wind is pretty stout out there. We are expected to see that wind continue through tomorrow. South winds 20 to 30 miles an hour. Those gusts up to 50 miles an hour expected. Potential impacts, loose outdoor objects will definitely be blown around. We could see some tree limbs fall. Isolated power outages is possible as well. So if you have any outdoor items that you need to secure, if they haven't already blown away, you might want to go out there and take care of that. Again, if you're driving, just use a little extra caution and watch for some falling branches or debris. Again, wind safety. A lot of people's asked me about this. I wanted to throw this graphic in there. If you're out driving around today, of course, it's very windy. Make sure you maintain a safe distance from high-profile vehicles. That's your tractor trailers, your bigger vehicles. So, stay away from them. Give yourself a little bit of distance. Keep a firm grip on the wheel with both hands. If you're in a vehicle, you guys have experienced this a lot before. If you have a wind gust hit your vehicle, it can definitely blow you around on the road. So if you keep both hands on the wheel, that'll help you keep control of your vehicle. Just be on the lookout for falling debris or debris that have already fell, in the roadways. Like if you're driving through an area that has a lot of wooded area, pretty much the saying in my head is, off to grandma's house we go, through the over the river and through the woods. Those type roads, just be on the lookout for falling debris or debris that could fall, and just use extra caution on bridges or overpasses. Here are some of the peak wind gusts today across central Kentucky. Taylor County, 42 miles an hour. This is since midnight, and this was updated about 30 minutes ago. This is from the Kentucky Mesonet. The high point is in Hardin County near Elizabethtown. They recorded a 48 mile an hour wind gust earlier today. Bowling Green and Hart County is right behind them at 46 and 45. Here in the local area, Green Taylor surrounding county, checking in right there. 42, 35, 40 miles an hour. But again, we could definitely see those gusts up to 50 miles an hour as we progress into this afternoon. So now we're going to get back into the severe weather threat. That's what a lot of people wants to know as far as tonight's threat. Don't really have a lot of changing. We're still a lot of changes, I should say. No changes with tonight's severe weather threat. We're still expected to see that cold front move through later on tonight. Current timing here in central Kentucky, anywhere between 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. with that line of strong to severe storms. Again, the main threat is going to be damaging straight line winds, 65 to 75 miles an hour, but we could definitely see some possible tornadoes along that line as well. This is going to be a level 3 enhanced risk. That's a level 3 out of 5, and this is going to be a nighttime event, so have multiple ways to get watches and warnings. Have a plan to tune in to whatever source you're wanting to get weather information from, whether it's us or somebody else. Have a way to get the weather updates as we progress into tonight. So let's see here. Here is the, let's go to the live radar here real quick. Let me get this fixed here. Maybe not. Well, let's see. Let's just go to the, yeah, we got it right here. Hang on. My bad. No. Well, maybe. What is going on? Hang on, guys. Hang on. Give me 1 second here. That's not it. Well, I guess we're gonna go to the future cast because we don't have the risk up there. I'll get to fix that here in a minute. Well, it's not what I wanted, but this is off the future cast window here. So this is not future cast, but this is the Storm Prediction Center Outlook because my other window's not working. You guys can see pretty much the entire western half of the state is in this level 3 enhanced risk area. Anywhere in this orange is at level 3 enhanced risk. So much of the state is in that risk area. We'll kind of look at some detailed information here. The wind threat, again, the best chance for those damaging winds between 65 to 75 miles an hour is going to be west of Bowling Green. It's going to be west of Bowling Green there. From Bowling Green up to just, if I can hit the right button here, it's going to be just to the west of Elizabethtown. I'll eventually get this right. So this pink area here, again, that's the best chance to see those winds, 65, 75 miles an hour. That risk kind of decreases a little bit between Bowling Green over to Somerset. This is pretty much right along the I-65 corridor over to, again, the Somerset-Danville area. That's when this line starts to weaken a little bit. Then as it gets over in here into eastern Kentucky, the line starts to weaken a little bit more. That's why you see the risk start to go down as you move west to east. Tornadic threat. Again, yesterday the tornado threat was a little higher, closer to Bowling Green. Today it's a little bit farther to the west. So not really expected to see any big-time tornadic activity. Anybody over here in western Kentucky, your Madisonville, Paducah, Benton, Murray, Hopkinsville, Clarksville, Tennessee, these areas will have the best potential to see that tornadic threat. That's where we have the best ingredients for tornadoes today. That risk decreases as we move to the east. So pretty much everybody here in central Kentucky still has the potential to see some quick spin-up tornadoes. Again, we don't want anybody to let their guard down. We still have a tornado threat across all of Kentucky, but the highest threat is going to be over here in western Kentucky. Again, your Paducah, your Murray, your Benton, Hopkinsville, Madisonville, Greenville, Morganfield even, and then down to Clarksville, Tennessee. This is going to be about 2 counties to the west of Bowling Green, and that tornado threat decreases somewhat, still present here in central Kentucky, and then as we get over here into eastern Kentucky, same scenario, tornado threat decreases but still present. So you guys can kind of see how the threat increases and decreases west to east. Okay. Now let's get into the future cast, the right window that I have here. Give you guys kind of a better informative graphic here on what the radar could look like as we head into this evening and into tonight. So really not much going on all the way until 5 o'clock Central Time. This is the HRRR model, so this is through 5 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock Eastern. Nothing really going on here in Kentucky with the exception of far western Kentucky over here near Paducah. That's where we start to see some thunderstorm activity develop out ahead of the main line. Again, this is where we think the best tornadic potential is, because anytime you get storm activity that develops ahead of the main line, that's where you get storms that have a better potential of rotating and producing those tornadoes. So this is why western Kentucky has the best chance for anything tornadic today. But as we get into closer to 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, again, you see all these scattered storms here in western Kentucky. Any of these storms will have the capability of rotating and producing tornadic activity. Again, I've already said it 2 or 3 times, but this is the area that we believe has the best chance for tornadic activity today. As we get closer to 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, we start to see all these storms kind of congeal into a line. So this is 9 o'clock. This line's pretty much about a county or 2 to the west of Bowling Green, but that line will be between Bowling Green and Paducah. 10 o'clock Central Time, 11 o'clock Eastern. This line is pretty much right there, right along the I-65 corridor. So we're expecting this line to be around I-65 by 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern. Pretty much right on I-65, 11 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock Eastern. and that line pushes through west or east of I-65. This is 12 o'clock Central Time, 1 o'clock Eastern, before it eventually pushes into Eastern Kentucky by 2 o'clock Eastern. That's what the radar is expected to look like. It kind of gives you a little bit better of an information, or a little bit better sight looking at it from the radar. This is the 3K dam. This is another model that we look at. Pretty much the same thing. It doesn't really have a lot of storm activity out ahead of the main line. This is 10 o'clock Central Time. That line has moved past Paducah, just to the west of Bowling Green. Now this line's just a little bit slower, or on this model the line's a little bit slower. This is 12 o'clock Central Time, midnight, and that the line's right along the I-65 corridor. This is 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Central. It has moved east of I-65, right, knocking pretty much right on the door there of Greene and Taylor County, and then moves into Eastern Kentucky by 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern. You can kind of see how this line weakens as it slowly, or as it moves to the east. So if you look at it at 9 p.m., look how strong this line looks over here in Western Kentucky. Then as we get closer to midnight, you kind of see it's still pretty strong to severe line of thunderstorm activity, but it definitely looks like it's weakened just a little bit. We get to just east of I-65, again, still a line of strong to severe thunderstorm activity, but it definitely looks like it's weakened just a little bit more, and it's definitely weakened as it pushes off into Eastern Kentucky toward the Somerset area and points to the east. Okay. So again, timing. Now I have highlighted the timing on this map, this black box. This is the region that we cover the most here at 0 Meter Chasers. We pretty much cover all of Central Kentucky and a little bit of Eastern Kentucky here, which is pretty much everything in this black box that I have put on this map. So the timing, if you live inside this black box, and again, I don't want to be disrespectful or rude to anybody. If you do not know what your county looks like, please Google it. You know, if you live in Hardin County, Google Hardin County, Kentucky. It will show you what your county looks like, where you're located on the map. If you live in Somerset, look up Pulaski County, Kentucky. It will show you what your county looks like. It's very important that everybody knows what their county looks like on the map. That way, when you guys are seeing maps like what I'm showing you right here, or you're looking at maps on, you know, Wave 3 or WDRB or WBKO, whatever station that may be on your TV, when they put these maps out there and they're doing storm coverage, you guys know what your county looks like. It's going to help you guys out as far as making decisions for you and your family. So look up your county. That way you know where you're at on the map. But everybody in this black box here is our primary coverage area. We are expected to see this line move through this black box anywhere between 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern Time. That's about a 5-hour window. Anywhere it could be as early as 10 p.m. and as late as 3 p.m. Okay, the areas on the eastern part, so the eastern half of this black box, you're probably looking at anywhere closer to 12 to 3 a.m. 12 to 3 a.m. on the eastern side, and that's Eastern Time. On the western side, your I-65 corridor, your Bowling Green, Campbellsville, Elizabethtown, Louisville, these type areas, Glasgow, probably looking at closer to 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Time. So, but everybody in this black box, 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. I'm just going to give it a 5-hour window for everybody in this black box. It'll be a little bit earlier on the western half, a little bit later on the eastern half, but 5-hour window for tonight's severe weather. Okay. Safety. Again, the number one threat for tonight is going to be straight line winds, damaging straight line winds. We deal with this a lot here in Kentucky. These straight line winds, if you get a strong line of damaging winds, you could see wind gusts exceed 100 miles an hour. Now, we're probably not going to be looking at that today. Again, 65 to 75 miles an hour is kind of the peak wind gust that we're expected with this line tonight. These strong winds can knock over semi-trucks, trees, power lines. Stay indoors. Stay away from windows. Avoid trees, power lines, objects that could blow around. If you happen to be driving, which I would not recommend anybody be driving when this line comes through, slow down and keep 2 hands on the wheel. And then we still have our safety for the potential for some nighttime tornadoes. So I just want to go over this one more time. Again, with this line moving through, we can see a quick spin up tornado at any given point along this line, okay? So I know a lot of people, this is, typically time that people are sleeping or asleep. So be sure to call your friends, neighbors, your loved ones. Let them know that we are expecting severe weather tonight. If you have your NOAA weather radio, make sure it works. Make sure it's ready to rock. Make sure it's on the right channel for your location. Safe place. This is very important. I want everybody to do this today. Make sure everybody in your household knows where to go if a tornado warning is issued. And again, if that's, if you have a basement, obviously, anywhere in your basement, I've had a lot of people ask me, what corner in your basement do you need to be in? Doesn't matter. As long as you're in the basement, you'll be fine. That is the number one place to be during any type of severe weather. If you don't have a basement, you want to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So that's typically, a center room, closet, your bathroom, in the bathtub, something like that. If you live in a mobile home and you don't have the option to go to a neighbor's house or go to a storm shelter, you want to get in a bathtub, put pillows, blankets over top of you. Again, I said this yesterday. I know this sounds dumb. Helmets. If you have a bike helmet, motorcycle helmet, baseball, football helmet, I know it's going to look goofy with you and your family with football helmets on and all that stuff, but a lot of fatalities during any type of tornadic activity comes from when you have blunt force trauma to the head region. So if you have a helmet on when a tornado warning is issued, again, we're thinking worst case scenario here. If a tornado warning happens to be issued for your area, this is things that you can do that would potentially save your life if your home is struck by a tornado. Make sure your cell phone's charged and your wireless emergency alerts are enabled. A lot of these alerts are already enabled, so you typically don't have to worry about that, but just double check. Make sure you have a flashlight. Again, a lot of people's phones already have a flashlight, so you probably don't need a flashlight, but if your phone doesn't have a flashlight, probably a good thing to have one. And shoes. I know it sounds goofy, but if your home happens to be struck by a tornado and you have debris around your house, these shoes are going to make a big difference because you're not going to be walking around barefooted with debris around. So make sure you have shoes next to your bed. Make sure you're able to get those on relatively quickly if a tornado warning is issued. So that's just a couple safety tips there for you. And then last but not least, we're expected to see snow showers on Monday. We're going to have season whiplash here over the next 12 hours as we head into tonight. I guess it should really be the next 24 hours. So over the next 24 hours, we're going to have season whiplash. Snow showers expected on Monday. We're going to see rapidly falling temperatures. It's going to cause rain showers to transition over to snow showers Monday morning. Yes, we could see a brief dusting of accumulating snow across portions of our region, especially the areas that see the heavier snow showers. By tomorrow afternoon, those gusty winds will still be around 30 miles an hour. Tuesday morning, we'll be fully back into winter. Lows are expected to drop into the mid to upper teens. Wind chills is going to drop into the lower single digits. And then Wednesday, we're back into spring with temperatures back into the 50s. So windshield wiper weather here is what I'm going to call that. So with that being said, I'm going to go back up here to the overview, give an overview of what we're expected to see for tonight's severe weather. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to let me know. I will be answering some questions here in the comment section. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to try to fix my radar real quickly. Media source. Let's get that added back in here. No, that's not it. Again, any questions in the comment section? Please feel free. All right, let's see what we got here. Anna wants to know, what is the percentage for tornado activity for Smith's Grove tonight? You're probably looking at around a 5% risk. Again, that's a low tornado threat. But yeah, about a 5 to 9% chance for tornado activity, and that's according to the Storm Prediction Center. Amy wants to know about school in Taylor County tomorrow. I'm sure there will be. Travis says, watch out for political signs. They'll be flying around like frisbees. That's pretty good there, Travis. Jen wants to know if the enhanced risk will shift a little more easy. I could see it shifting a little bit closer to Somerset, but probably not a whole lot. Let's see here. Let me just get get this pulled up here real quick. All right, I think I've got that fixed. Might have to move some stuff around here. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. Now we got that fixed. I had a broken link on this severe weather outlook. So, risk for somebody asked for Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area. Tornado risk is going to be around a 2% chance. Not a whole lot of tornadic, not a big tornadic threat here for Northern Kentucky. But the slight risk, level 2 out of 5 there for Northern Kentucky. Yeah, so what you guys are looking at here, this is the Storm Prediction Center outlook. The orange is a level 3 out of 5, which basically pretty much goes all the way over to Somerset. So I don't think that will get extended any more. I think if there was going to be a moderate risk issued, which I still think there is a chance for that, I think the best chance for that moderate risk is going to be somewhere. Wish I could do this. Let's see here. Somewhere in this pink area. So somewhere in this area right here, we could see this get upgraded to a moderate risk. Still a potential. So it'd be somewhere right in that area. If there is a moderate risk issue, that would be the best area that would see that. But I don't know if they pull the trigger. I think there's a chance, but I don't know if they pull the trigger or not. Let's see here. Moorhead, Kentucky on the tornado threat. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Yeah, Moorhead is probably going to be in that 10% area. It's just going to be 10 to 14% chance for a tornado there at any point within 25 miles. That's what that means here in the Western Kentucky area. And got a lot of people asking about time. So here's the expected timing for storms tonight. So pretty much anybody in the central Kentucky area, the middle part of the state, we're looking at anywhere between 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern time. 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you live in this black box, that is the timing. That is the timing for this line of severe thunderstorms, strong to severe thunderstorms moving through tonight. So it'll be a little bit earlier on the western part. So if you live in the western part of this black box, it'll be closer to around 10 p.m. If you live on the eastern side of this black box, it'll be closer to 3 a.m. Eastern Time. Jenny wants to know, are they weakening before they hit Russell Springs? The line will be in a weakening state, but still expecting to see that line of strong to severe thunderstorms continue. So instead of it producing, say, 65 to 75 mile an hour winds, it might be producing 55 to 65. So it will be a little bit weaker, but still, I'm still expecting to see strong to severe storms along that line, even in Russell Springs. Morgan wants to know, do I expect a severe thunderstorm watch? I would probably say it'd be a tornado watch. I still think we have enough ingredients in the atmosphere for tornadic conditions, so it'll probably be a tornado watch if I had to guess. But we will definitely be under some type of watch, whether it be a severe thunderstorm or a tornado watch. Does anybody have any more questions? Please. I'll stay live here as long as I need to, answering people's questions. Again, tornado probability here, you're looking at, well, actually you're not. Hang on. Let's see here. Get this pulled up. This is the tornado probability here across the entire state. So what this means, what these different colors that you're seeing here, okay? This means that there is in the yellow area, over here in western Kentucky. We'll just break it down by area, okay? Let's zoom in on the yellow area here. This is tornado threat, okay? So western Kentucky, this yellow area, this is going to be your Mayfield, Benton, Murray, Hopkinsville, Madisonville, Paducah, all the way up to Morganfield. Hendersonville's close enough to be included. Clarksville, Tennessee. This means that there is a 10 to 14% chance for a tornado within 25 miles of any point. So any dot that you put on this map, you draw a dot here, dot here, dot here. If you're within 25 miles, the Storm Prediction Center says that there is a 10 to 14% chance of a tornado. Okay, that is going to be the highest tornado threat here in Kentucky. Okay, so now we go here into central Kentucky, which is this brown area that you see here. Now, this brown area here is going to include cities such as Russellville, Franklin, Scottsville, Bowling Green, Glasgow, Columbia, Munfordville, Greensburg, Campbellsville, Hodgenville, Elizabethtown, Bardstown, Brandenburg, Louisville, Frankfort. Pretty much anybody here in Central Kentucky, Liberty is going to be included. Russell Springs, Columbia. I may have said some of these cities twice, but you guys get the picture. Anybody in this brown area here, the Storm Prediction Center is saying a 5 to 9% chance. A little bit lower, but a 5 to 9% chance of a tornado within 25 miles of any point. Okay? That's from the Storm Prediction Center. So again, a 5 to 9% chance for a tornado within 25 miles of any given point here in the brown area. Okay? And then we move over here into eastern Kentucky, this green area. This is going to be between a 2 and 4% chance. This is going to be your Danville, Somerset, London, Richmond, Stanton, Jackson, Hazard, Pikeville, Cynthiana, Paris. These type areas. Again, this is the lower tornado threat here across the state. The lowest tornado threat This is going to be between a 2 and 4% chance of tornadic activity within 25 miles of any given point, and that is the tornado threat. So if you zoom out here and look at Kentucky as a whole, again, the highest threat is over here in western Kentucky, secondary threat here in central Kentucky, and the lower threat over here in eastern Kentucky. And we can do the same thing for winds. And we'll just break it down here on the wind. This is the wind probability. So this pink area here, again, this is going to include the majority of western Kentucky here. Let me fix it here. This area right here in western Kentucky, this is going to include like areas such as Paducah, Mayfield, Hopkinsville, Madisonville, Bowling Green's included, Greenville, Owensboro, Hardinsburg. This area in the pink here, this is for wind. This has nothing to do with tornadic activity. This is straight line wind, damaging winds, okay? This is a 45 to a 59% chance. 45 to 59% chance for damaging winds within 25 miles of any given point. So this is a pretty high threat. Okay, this is almost over a 50% chance for the majority of this. 45 to 59% chance for damaging winds within 25 miles of any given point. Okay, and this is where you're going to have the best potential to see those winds 65 to 75 miles an hour. Okay, as this line moves to the east, that line is going to weaken a little bit, little by little, as it moves to the east. Okay, so we get in here into the central Kentucky area. This is the red area here, and I will kind of draw a little bubble around that so you guys kind of know what I'm talking about here. This red area here, this is going to be your Radcliffe, Bardstown, Greensburg, Campbellsville, Columbia, Glasgow, Mumfortville, Hodgenville, Shepherdsville, Russell Springs, Liberty. Anybody here in this red area, which is a lot of the area that I covered. This means that there is a, let me get the thing back up here, a 30 to 44% chance, a 30 to 44% chance of damaging winds within 25 miles of any given point. So this is still a pretty high threat here for, pretty much all of central Kentucky here, or the majority of central Kentucky, pretty much the I-65 corridor and a little bit to the east. So that's going to be a 30 to 44% chance of damaging winds within 25 miles of any given point, okay? And then we're going to move a little bit more towards the east here, and that's where we're going to see that line kind of weaken just a little bit more. Still going to be looking at the threat for severe weather, but that line is definitely going to be in a weakening state. So this is going to be your Somerset, Danville, Richmond, Lexington, Frankfort, Jackson, West Liberty, Williamsburg, Harlan. This is where we have a 15% chance, a 15 to 29% chance, 15 to 29% chance of damaging winds within any given point. Okay, because that line is going to be in a weakening state. So again, 15 to 29% chance of damaging winds in that area. And then we're going to go just a little bit farther to the east here. This is going to be extreme eastern Kentucky, and I seen somebody comment about Pikeville. So the very eastern part of Kentucky, which would be your Pikeville, your Paintsville, Grayson type areas here. This is where we have a 5 to 14% chance for damaging winds. So the severe threat over here in extreme eastern Kentucky is going to be very, very low. But still the potential for some damaging winds in that area. But it will definitely be the lowest in the eastern part of the state. So we zoom out for the severe weather outlook here as a whole, again, the best chance for that 65 to 75 mile an hour straight line winds. This is just the wind threat. It has nothing to do with tornadic activity. This is just the wind threat. The best potential for those straight line winds between 65 to 75 miles an hour is basically going to be around Bowling Green, up to Elizabethtown and to the west. And that line is going to weaken just a little bit across central Kentucky, which is right along the I-65 corridor, and just to the east a little bit. Still going to have the potential to see, I would say, 60 to 65 mile an hour wind gust here in central Kentucky. And then as that line moves over into eastern Kentucky, you're probably going to see it weaken just a little bit more. Probably have some isolated severe storms, winds up to 60 miles an hour in that neck of the woods. So that is the probabilities explained. So any more questions? Let me pull up Kentucky Mesonet real quick. I want to see if we've had any higher wind gusts since I've been live here. Let's see here. No, I haven't really seen anything crazy here. Greene County did register a wind gust almost to 40. I think it was 35 was the highest before, but really nothing else sticks out here. 46 mile an hour wind gust in Litchfield, 48 in E-Town. That is the highest, with Mumfordville at 45 and Bowling Green at 46 mile an hour wind gust. Yes, power outages is possible, especially with the winds this afternoon into this evening, and then, of course, there will definitely be some power outages possible when this line moves through. So, again, one more time on the timing. If you live inside this black box, which is the majority of our followers, we're looking at 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern. If you live on the western part of this box, so areas such as Bowling Green, Glasgow, Greensburg, Campbellsville, Elizabethtown, Bardstown, Louisville, Shepherdsville, Litchfield, these type areas, it's going to be closer to 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. If you live on the eastern side of this black box, say you're Russell Springs, Columbia, Liberty, Danville, Richmond, Lexington, Frankfort, Somerset, these type areas, London, we're looking at 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern. 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern. But regardless, anybody inside this black box, 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. It'd be earlier in the west, a little bit later in the east. Okay? Thank you, Gail, for that report. So Gail's already seen some power outages today. So there is, I guess I could look to see what the power outages look like. See what we're looking like here in Kentucky on power outages. So let me see if I can pull this up for you guys here real quick. Hang on, let me see if I can add this. 1 second. Alright, let's see here. See if I can fix this. Hang on. Let me move some stuff around here. Here we go. Okay, boom. Give me a second. Give me a second. There we go. Alright, so this is the power outage map here in Kentucky right now. So here in Greene County, We have 77 customers out. Taylor County has 9 customers out. Elizabethtown has 475 customers out. None in LaRue County, 2 in Hart County, 96 power outages in Barron County, none in Metcalfe. Adair County has 116 people without power right now. Russell County has 118. Wayne County has 329. Looks like the hot spot is Logan County, where they have 472 customers out. Warren County, 523. Nelson County has 395 people without power right now. So there's definitely some power outages, spotty power outages around, and that is more than likely due to the high winds that is ongoing out in central Kentucky right now. Right, I guess I should say all of Kentucky right now. So that will continue to be the case as we progress through this evening into tonight. We'll definitely start to see those scattered power outages, ramp up a little bit. And then as this line of strong to severe storms pushes through, we'll obviously see some power outages with that as well. Yeah, David, today's a great day to fly your kite. 100%. Fire it up. Tracy, no, we're not expecting to see lots of tornadoes anywhere in Kentucky today, with the exception of maybe western Kentucky. Again, a lot of this tornado threat is just going to be isolated spin-up tornadoes as this line moves west to east. So we're not expecting to see a major tornado outbreak or anything like that. But definitely we're going to have the potential to see isolated spin-up tornadoes as this line moves to the east. So with that being said, that's all I have for you guys right now. We will do another live update later on this evening, probably around 7 o'clock-ish. Give you guys another update of what to expect. And then obviously as this line moves through, we will provide live coverage until all the warnings expire. So you guys enjoy your evening. Please stay weather aware. We're going to be rolling out updates for the remainder of the day. I will be right here at this desk until probably 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So I've probably got another 12 hours right here in this seat. So you guys keep me in your thoughts and prayers. But we'll be keeping you guys up to date with all the latest information. Anything that needs to be out there to you guys will obviously come right here from this desk. And again, we'll be giving you guys live coverage as this line of severe storms moves across the area. If you guys have any pictures, I know I've seen some pictures in Bowling Green of a trampoline that had blown across the road into a tree. So if you guys have any wind damage pictures from the non-thunderstorm winds ongoing right now, please send those to me. We would love to get that out on our channels. Give a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Give you guys a little bit more credit for what's going on out there. And obviously, as we get into tonight, any pictures you guys have, please send those to me as well. So again, stay weather aware. We'll be